Now, we did see the market just pare back slightly some of the gains, but still a fresh 11-month closing high.
Overall, a fantastic day for the Australian share market as well as for investors. If we have a look at the ASX 200 in 2009, this is the chart. And from the low that we saw for the year on March the 9th, we've actually seen the market now climbing a massive 50%. We did see the market peak at 1 p.m. So if I come back to the intraday graph, you can see that the peak for the ASX 200 was around about lunchtime. And that was when we saw the energy, the industrials, the materials, the staples, the utilities, the information technologies, the property sectors, all trading more than 2% higher. But by the end of the session, we had pared back about 0.5% from the highs. And in the end, only the property and information technology sectors gaining more than 2%. Property was up by 2.5% and infotech was up by 2.7%. I guess part of the reason why we saw a bit of a scaling back in the gains on the Aussie market today was the focus in the afternoon on the US market tonight. And after hours after the US session yesterday, we saw Oracle come out with the disappointing first quarter sales results. So we saw its stock losing up to 4.9% in after-hours trade. So a little bit of concern over that US session tonight. But overall, a fantastic day for the Australian share market and extremely strong volumes. We saw $8.5 billion worth of stock trading hands, and that's because it's index option and futures expiry today.
Now, that rise in the oil prices as well, very good for our energy shares, but not so good for the airlines.
Oil prices have had a phenomenal run in 2009. Let me just bring up the chart for oil prices in 2009, and this is what it looks like. You can see that we have seen a pretty steep rise, a rise of 84%, and that's been good news for the likes of Woodside Petroleum. It was trading up another 1.5% today. It announced that it had, in a project that it owns 25% of, there had been a major oil discovery in West Africa, so that helps support prices. But of course, the very high oil prices aren't good news for transportation companies. We saw Toll Holdings lower earlier during the session before actually finishing in the black. We saw Qantas finishing down 1.8%, Virgin Blue closing down a little bit lower than that, down by 2.6%. We have a look at where oil prices are at the moment, around the 72 US a barrel mark. You can see the last couple of months we've seen oil prices really stall at that 74 US a barrel barrier. So we really want to overcome that 74 US a barrel resistance mark. Overnight oil prices had a good session because inventory levels in the US were at their lowest level since January. But 74 is the next test for oil. Energy stocks doing well today.
Yeah, it's been pretty incredible, hasn't it? Now, just looking at the best performing large cap, that honour went to Link Energy today.
Link Energy actually didn't come out with any ASX announcements, but there have been reports in the media about comments coming through from CEO Peter Bond about the sale of the Queensland coal tenements, the Theresa coal tenements. Of course, talks to sell these tenements to Yanzhou had fallen apart, and there were plans to sell around about $1.5 billion. UBS took over the new sale process, and the CEO of Link Energy has been quoted as saying that there has been quite a bit of interest in these tenements. So renewed speculation on the sale of these tenements helped Link Energy along. These shares have actually been underperforming the market in the year to date. In fact, in the year to date, its shares down by about 20%, but hopes that more funding is going to flow through so that Link Energy can restart some and continue some drilling in South Australia, as continue its exploration in the Galilee Basin in Queensland helped the shares along, up by a massive 16.3% today.
Very big gain there. Just finally, Julia, I mean, these gains are pretty incredible, aren't they? I mean, there's all this talk that historically September, October, the pullback months on the markets. Do you think that we're going to see that this year?
Certainly the Australian market has been rising quite steeply, and if we have a look at that rise of 50% from the 9th of March to this point in time now, that sort of gain isn't sustainable. So it's only natural that we expect to see some sort of consolidation or a slight pullback in the market before it restarts gains. The market is starting to look a little bit oversold at these levels. If we have a look at the period of August, September, October last year, we really saw consolidation over those 3 months at the 4,800 to 5,200 point mark. The Australian market very rapidly getting up to that 4,800 point level. So once again, it could mean a period of consolidation for the Aussie market.
Okay, something to watch out for. Julia, great to talk to you. We do appreciate your insights. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Bridie.